It's 10 years old. Yeah, he was diagnosed about 5.5, but we'd had worries for probably since. He was very, very tiny. He never liked being snuggled in. Was always a funny eater. Didn't ever progress from the very, very flat baby food. But sort of wasn't ever listened to really by professionals. Finally got there when he got to school and didn't really listen to people. Had quite obvious social skill problems by that point. But nowadays, socially, he sort of is a lot better. He's got his own little group of friends, but struggles a lot with anxiety, which shows itself when he gets home because he holds it all in at school. And I say it affects basic functions like food and sleep, and a lot of it shows as anger. Sleep-wise, Ed's always been a good sleeper once he goes to sleep. The trouble is he gets very stressed on that process from sort of being downstairs to actually go into bed. That process can take a long time and causes him a lot of stress because all his anxieties of the day sort of get focused on that time of the night. He has very strict, rigid routines that he has to follow before he can even get into bed. And if anybody sort of alters those routines in any way, shape or form, he has to start them again. This involves checking plugs, checking anything that could cause a fire, so things like curtains, we have to turn radiators off, anything that could possibly cause danger to anybody in his family, he has to sort out before he goes to bed. He hates the transition period also of going to bed, so we have to have lots of warnings, half-an-hour warnings, 10-minute warnings, 5-minute warnings, and still when we get to that time it's still very stressful. When we finally do, he's finished his checks downstairs, he goes upstairs and we start again. And these checks now, anything that could possibly cause danger, and everything has to have its place in the room. Often quite strange places, like in the middle of the room where everybody's going to knock into them. And again, if anybody sort of talks, makes a sound, or touches anything, he has to start again. The more stressed he is, the longer these checks can take. I've also has to sleep with the light, not the lights on so much, but the landing light on so that he can see. Windows open so that there's not full darkness, and these checks can take a good 45 minutes or an hour. It used to be that he would continue being anxious for hours upon hours and upon hours. His latest night was 10 to 1, when he finally just drops into unconsciousness. Recently bought this weighted blanket, which is based on Ed's weight and stature, weighs approximately 4 kilos. It's made of sort of poly beads. So it's washable as well, and it's helped to ground him, so it's really helpful for anxiety and just settling him down on a night. And he knows exactly what it's for, he knows what its purpose is, and he will actually, if he's feeling stressed in the day, he will actually go and collect it as well. But he pulls it right up to his neck, and once he gets his blanket on, he knows it's sort of lie down time now, and he will sleep. And if it comes off in the night, he will actually retrieve it, so he wakes up in the morning and it's still right up to his neck. And it's really helped. It's gained us probably about 4 hours a night of stress-free me time, which is huge.